you generally are aware of where you are in the year, but you rarely see guys counting games played or anything like that.
Now the starting group for San Antonio. They've got Castle, and it's Marshall in at the power forward position. They swipe it. Here's Harper. Pass to Tyson. Here's Harper. Mobley up top. Allen, right side. 6 on the shot clock. And Mobley with the basket on the assist by Allen.
Mobley is a gifted scorer down low.
And it's the Spurs ball. And they've been one of the more exciting teams in the league this year, besting most of their opponents by a healthy margin.
Yeah, not many close games for them this year. When they win big. That kind of dominance has made them feared by the rest of the league.
San Antonio shooting their initial free throws of the game here. Well, the recent success of the Cavs has centered around their defense, RJ.
Well, if you want a chance to contend, you're going to have to be able to defend. Their coach embodies that, and so notice their personnel, specifically their front court.
Right wing. And we're about a minute into the first. And Mobley throws it down.
Putting a little something extra on that one. Mobley showing off his skills around that rim.
On the AT&T 5G Slam Cam, good looks by our terrific camera crew. Here's Marshall, covered by Mobley. Pass to Bowen. Here's Marshall. Mobley grabs the board.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
And he's going for the oop here. Up high and down it goes on the lob.
It must be nice to have a 7-footer like Mobley that you could just throw pretty much anything up there and he'll go get it.
Here's Marshall, covered by Mobley.
Great job setting him up. The timing of the pass was key.
And about 2 minutes into the first quarter here. Here's Harper doing some damage on the offensive end, putting up a little over 14 points a game. The shot by Tyson, no good.
Outstanding work to send him away. They sniffed that one out.
Back to Marshall. Allen brings a double team. Pass to Wembanyama. And it's in there.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks. DJ in the last game against the Trailblazers was a man on a mission. He finished with 30 points, and he was locked in from deep. But when hasn't he been? He was a big reason they were able to snap that losing streak, using it as motivation, guys.
Yeah, he was unstoppable during certain stretches. It'd be great to see him top that performance tonight.
Well, his team needs him to contribute. When he's on his A game, he just makes play after play.
Expect them to go to him early and often. Don't want to let that hot hand go to waste.
For Cleveland, they've gone 3 of 6 from the floor. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in this first quarter.
You just gotta love watching a big man hustle on the glass. This is what his team expects and needs from him.
The shot's good.
He just brings a great feel for the game at the offensive end.
Here's Harper. He's scoreless. And Richard, we talked about Victor Wembanyama. 7'4". Skill. Did you ever think we'd see a player like him?
Maybe in about 20 years, but we're seeing more and more hybrids. He is just an outlier that we have never seen before. The tallest player in the league and one of the most skilled.
And Allen gets it to go.
Fantastic work from Allen, taking the contact on the chin, burying the shot.
And so Jason Kidd calls for the timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. Now that we're into November, let's see how the Eastern Conference standings are shaken out. You take a look at Cleveland, towards the bottom of the conference for now. They are not happy with this positioning. Pass to Johnson. Inside, Thomas with a steal. There's 48 seconds left now in the first quarter. Wiseman with it. Marshall's there. Collins a screen. Here's Tyson. Nails it from beyond the arc.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You gotta show some fire and keep defending.
8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. They'll pin that one on John Collins.
Hey, you can't block it. Sending him to the line can be the next best thing.
And the second free throw is good. 17 seconds left in the first quarter here. Here's Dudley. Pass to Tyson. And here's Wiseman. Three-pointer. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. Well, a good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And a chance for a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
So far, they haven't had to force anything. They're swinging the ball around and turning good passing into points.
Man, they're just having their way, bullying the other team in the painted area, imposing their will down there whenever they want.
And so in the game for the Spurs, Vassell and Johnson are the 2 and the 3. And it's Baldwin in at the 4. Okay, RJ, we all know how luck comes into play in the NBA. The Spurs have had great lottery luck.
Yeah, winning the first pick 3 times, drafting David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and Victor Wembanyama. I don't know, but I would be really upset if I was all of those other teams to miss out on those big guys.
Collins with a screen on Vassell. Here's Thomas. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute to play. Here's Marshall. That one no good. The Cavaliers lead by 6. Pass to Reeves. Shoots. On the wing, Reeves. Over Graham. Ooh, a little luck that time as it drops.
Great work collapsing the defense, then kicking it out.
The Spurs have got none of their first 3 shots to fall so far in the second. Back to Marshall. Here's Baldwin. Outside Johnson. Fires the 3. He drops it from range. Johnson's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game. For Cleveland, they've gone 3 of 5 since the beginning of the second. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Collins with a screen on Graham. The open shot by Reeves. And can't get it to go. Now 1 of 2.
I'm trying to think of the last time I saw him miss a shot like that. It's been a while.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, Devin Vassell is progressing offensively. He said, I feel like the game has slowed down, just making the right reads. I know I can get to my spots. I just want to show that I'm an efficient scorer and a willing passer. I'm trying to be the best player that I can be.
Yeah, love that work ethic, Allie. Thanks. Pass to Tyson. All right, on the line, we've got our insider, Shams Charania. What do you have for us, Shams?
Well, guys, teams are all grappling with this new CBA, especially the dreaded second apron. Fans possibly unclear on what it means. Honestly, even front offices are still navigating the complexities of the new restrictions. But basically, it has become harder for teams to spend big and acquire new players under the current systems. We'll see, guys, how this impacts everyone moving forward.
Something to keep an eye on, no doubt. All right, Shams, thanks a lot. Pass to Dudley. Quarter number 2 and around 3 minutes gone by. To the inside, Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
What an elite athlete Mobley is, getting off the ground effortlessly for the throwdown.
Marshall inside, covered by Mobley. Good D by Mobley.
And to put things simply, this has not been his quarter.
Here's Thomas. Rebound by San Antonio. Coming off a win against the Blazers.
Oh, man, they were in total control, really doing anything they wanted. It was that level of dominance.
It really is fun seeing an offensive function like a well-oiled machine. I'll be interested to see if they can keep doing this.
Well, you talk about an anchor for this defense. Richard Jarrett Allen is that.
It's hard to find a big man who can move and eat up space like Allen. He's a great shot blocker that can also move his feet on the perimeter and guard in isolation. But a difference maker at the rim, that is where he's at his best.
There's 53 seconds left to play in the half. Down low. Here's Mobley. And he gets it to go. Mobley's got 4 points in the quarter.
He drops yet another dive, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Here's Marshall. Oh, and Mobley with the block.
Already a stellar defender. Mobley proving he can be relied on to anchor for this team.
Takes a step back. Here's Cooper. No made baskets yet. To the middle. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. From deep. Rebound San Antonio. Wembanyama's got 4 rebounds in the game. Here's Marshall. From the arc. And that'll do it for the first half of play. Cleveland on top. They lead by 8. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
I can't see what they're trying to do offensively. Maybe with a little more patience, that shooting percentage will tick upwards.
Yeah, we saw several. All right, now, still early on, but let's check. That does it for halftime. Let's get back to game action. Here's.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Evan Mobley really making a difference here.
Yeah, they've done an amazing job of creating room to operate for him. And then, of course, executing.
I like how they came into this one with a game plan, and they're just going out and executing it. Terrific job.
At the 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Mobley and Allen. And it's Tyson in at the small forward position. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavs.
And far from the best shot, but all that matters is the end result. Somehow he sinks it.
Mobley outside. Rejected. Here's Bowen. No points so far. Pass to Castle. And there's the screen. Here's Marshall. Allen defending. Marshall passes to Rivers. It's good. Rivers has got 5 points now this quarter.
In a tight game, they wanted to make sure of that possession.
The Cavaliers lead by 3. Cleveland calls timeout.
Adjustments are a part of every game and every quarter of a game. I think Coach sees something here.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity to get your group together and make sure everyone is on the same page.
Here's Harper. Mobley outside. Pass to Tyson. Now here's Allen. 5 on the clock. To the paint. Here's Mobley. And a missed layup.
A rare miss for him at point-blank range. That's one he'd like to have back.
Here's Bowen. To the wing on the left. Here's Marshall. He has 7. Pass to Bowen. Castle for 3. Sinks the tray. Castle's got his first 3 points of the game.
You give a shooter of his caliber that much time to seam it up? Oh, yeah, you're done.
Cleveland calls timeout. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Collins checked in. We are now into November, so let's check in on the standings in the Western Conference. You look at San Antonio, and they've got the top spot in the conference, a testament to their hard work all year long.
Right now for the Spurs, you have to really give it to them. I mean, they are backing up all the preseason hype. They've been outstanding early.
And you want to talk about hitting the ground running? They've done exactly this. And you've got to give a lot of credit to their coaching staff for getting this team locked in early.
Allen outside. Here's Tyson. Once again, off the mark by Cleveland.
That's not how you want to come out of the break. 3 straight misses. They need to settle in quick.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Pass to Harper. To the inside. And Collins with the slam.
And if you foul a big like Collins, you better not let them get the shot off, or they'll have a chance to put up another point.
The Spurs making a switch here. Vassell's checked in. Spurs trail by 3. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Wembanyama, no good. For Cleveland, they've gotten only 1 of 4 shots to fall in the second half. And the foul called on Victor Wembanyama. That's his first foul. Cooper's checked in for the Cavaliers.
Number 50.
1:58 left in the third. Thomas outside. Pass to Cooper. There's the drive. It's rebounded by Rivers. San Antonio has gone 2 of 3 from outside so far in the third quarter. Now here's Vassell. Launches it. Gets the 3 to fall. Vassell's got 5 points.
He's been working on his shot, and it's showing in Vassell's game.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Here's Thomas for 3. Oh, my. Came close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws.
Good defensive intensity, but you have to stay in control always.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. He hits the second from the line. The last one's off. They'll settle for 2. For San Antonio, they've gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to go since the break. Well, Richard, it might be a long time before we see a player with the combination of Wembanyama's size and skill.
He changes every opponent's game plan, offensively and defensively. You've seen nothing like it, and we probably won't for a long time.
Inside. Wiseman inside. Still without a bucket. Pass to Thomas. Lets it go from deep. He buries it from 3.
When he has that much space, he's a pretty good bet to nail the 3.
41 seconds left in the third. Here's Marshall driving in. And it's Wiseman with the rebound. Wiseman's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Well, his shooting is unfortunately not a big thing. And his lackluster accuracy is probably the thing that's keeping them behind.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You gotta show some fire and keep defending.
Here's Marshall. And Cooper pulls it down. Here's Harper. Lets it fly. And there are the Cavaliers with another bucket. Here's Marshall. And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers up by a healthy 8 points at the end of. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked.
Cavaliers going with a whole new group out there. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Count the basket.
And this is just typical of him. Always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
And his team needs every bit of his production if they want to pull this one out. It is neck and neck here in the final period.
Now an update on Evan Mobley from Allie LaForce. What'd you find out, Allie?
The head athletic trainer for Cleveland provided some info for us. He said there really must have been some impact on that play because it looks like a bruised sternum. But undeterred, already back in action and pushing through it. Guys?
Well, and Allie, it appears that he needs some work done before he comes back to this one.
And we all know that if it's something he can play through, he'll be back, no doubt.
So on the floor for San Antonio, they've got Victor Wembanyama, and it's Bowen in at the 1. Pass to Marshall. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Here's Bowen. Back to Marshall. 5 to shoot. All right, guys, some stats here. The scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
These guys have been hitting the offensive boards hard throughout this whole game. Great job converting the extra opportunities.
And another note, how about the way they've cashed in off turnovers, taking advantage when given the extra opportunity.
And a bit of a battle for the ball, and the officials signal a jump ball here. Here's Tyson. Over to the left wing. Here's Harper. Three-pointer, no good. Here's Bowen. San Antonio again can't hit.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Pass to Harper. Here's Tyson. Four on the clock. Cleveland needs to get off a shot. Here's Harper. Cleveland again missing. Spurs trail by 5. Bowen passes to Marshall. A little over 3.5 minutes in the books now in this fourth quarter. And the ball out of play. The Cavaliers will have it.
Miscommunication oftentimes leads to turnovers. That's something they'll want to discuss.
Here's Tyson. Pass to Mobley. The three ball. On target from range. And the Cavaliers lead by 8.
Everyone on his team has to be loving this. Great to see Mobley finding his offensive rhythm.
San Antonio with the ball. Shoots from 14. Good D by Mobley. .103 left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Allen. Here's Harper. Launches a three. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. And Wembanyama has the ball here for the San Antonio Spurs. 8-point game.
It's so sick, the vertical ability.
That was flat out awesome. He has that effortless knack for getting to the hoop. Here's Tyson. Oh, they get a hand on it. There's a 4-second difference between the shot and game clock. The rebound by Allen. And an intentional foul right there. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so both free throws good, and it's an 8-point ball game. Time called here. San Antonio decides to talk it over. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. All right, guys, what do you think?
And time's running short. They just couldn't get over that hump.
And I'm sure coach is encouraging them to play to the final whistle. Then they can get out of here.
We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth. So the first one drops, and that'll put him up by 9. He's off on the free throw, unable to get the second one to drop.
He might not have made them all, but he made enough to put this one out of reach.
And so it's Cleveland winning this one. This one was a fun one to watch. They were clearly in the driver's seat down the stretch.
They really were, B.A. They played with great intensity on both ends of the floor, and they did